culture is continuously kept under circulation. Now we'll talk on spirulina. It is blue-green alga. It is also called as cyanobacteria. Spirulina is blue-green microalga is used as nutritional supplement for human. Now this spirulina has taken place of chlorella. Chlorella is not even cultivated. It is cultivated in very few places all over the world as compared to spirulina. Spirulina is cyanobacteria and its two species, Arthrospira platensis and Arthrospira maxima, are primarily used in mass production of spirulina all over the world. So these two species are used, spirulina or Arthrospira platensis and Arthrospira maxima. Spirulina also used as feed supplement in aquaculture, aquarium and poultry industry. Arthrospira are free-floating filamentous cyanobacteria characterized by cylindrical multicellular trichomes in an open left-hand helix. They occur naturally in tropical and subtropical lakes with high pH and high concentration of carbonate and bicarbonates. So these particular characteristics of growing spirulina is very important for preventing contamination. So in case of chlorella, the pH is about neutral. But in case of spirulina, when we grow spirulina, the pH of the culture medium is very high. That is more than 10, more than 10. So this particular pH discourages the growth of many contaminating microorganisms and allowing the growth of spirulina in high number. Now, Arthrospira platensis occurs in Africa, Asia, South Africa, whereas Arthrospira maxima it is confined to Central America. So, India, the most commonly used species is Arthrospira platensis. So, this is how spirulina appears under microscope. The name spirulina has come from its typical arrangement like spirals. It appears like spirals. Now, we'll see the brief history of spirulina. In 1940, a little-known journal published a report by French phycologist Danguiert on the material called dihe, eaten by Coimbu people near Lake Chad. So this Lake Chad is situated in Africa. This dihe is hardened cakes of sun-dried blue-green algae collected from the shores of small ponds around the Lake Chad. Danguiert also heard that these same algae populated in number of lakes in Rift Valley of East Africa and was the main food for the flamingos living around those lakes. So it is also present in lakes or small ponds in the Rift Valley of East Africa. So this is the illustration which shows Konembu woman gathering spirulina from around the lake Chad. So this is the actual picture of those women. So in the last picture, so this local woman, he is selling the cakes of spirulina in the local market. This is the process of harvesting developed by the Aztecs. They harvested spirulina in Mexico and dried for consumption up until the late 16th century. The Spanish downfall led to the lakes being drained to make way for new civilization. Now these lakes are not no more existing because they were drained to make way for new civilization. Now only remnants left with living algae culture in Mexico. See, as I told that this spirulina cells are food for the pink flamingos. So these pink flamingos evolved a filter in its beak to specifically eat spirulina. These pink flamingos are migratory birds and assume that they may have been one who made existence of spirulina in other part of the world. So this is the main reason for the spread of spirulina in other part of the world. So these spirulina also present. These spirulina cells are abundantly found in Lonar Lake due to chemical composition of lake water. The many people in this particular part of India knows the Lonar Lake. Lonar Lake, also known as Lonar Crater, is notified National Geographic Monument Saline Soda Lake, located at Lonar in Buldhana district, Maharashtra, India. So here the spirulina cells are abundantly present. Now we'll see in detail about the nutritional composition of spirulina. The typical analysis of spirulina is protein about 55 to 70%, carbohydrate 15 to 25%, fat 5%, minerals 7%, and moisture 6%. So it contains good quantity of protein, and this protein is very rich in essential amino acids, because essential amino acids are very important, and non-essential amino acids are synthesized by our own body. So this contains a fairly good amount of essential amino acids. The isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, valine. So these are all essential amino acids, and they present in fairly good quantity in the spirulina, 10 gram of spirulina, and it meets the sufficient quantity of our daily requirement, required daily allowance. If you compare the protein quality with other protein food, so this spirulina is far better than the uh, other protein food when we compare the essential amino acid profile. The isoleucine in spirulina is 3.5%, egg 0.67, beef 0.93, and soybean 1.8. So these eggs, beef, and soybeans, they are the uh, conventional protein sources for human being. Leucine 5.4, it is higher than the present in the eggs, beef, and soybeans. Likewise, lysine and methionine, they are present in higher concentration in spirulina as compared to egg, beef, and soybeans. The vitamin content of spirulina. So if you look at the table, the vitamins, almost all vitamins are present in spirulina. It contains good spectrum of vitamins, vitamin E, vitamin A, that is beta carotene. Vitamin A is present in the form of beta carotene, because beta carotene is precursor of vitamin A. Now vitamin B1, vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12. This B12 is very important because most of the vegetarian food lacks vitamin B12. So spirulina contains B12, and that too in sufficient quantity. It exceeds our daily requirement. Folacin, pantothenic acid, inositol. So spirulina is very good source of vitamins, and bioavailability of these vitamins is very high because it is natural product. When we compare the synthetic sources of vitamins, the bioavailability is very less. But when we consume spirulina, the vitamins present in spirulina, they are absorbed in our body with more efficiency. Spirulina's essential fatty acid composition. When we talk about the fatty acid or fat, so is the composition of essential fatty acid is very important. So it contains a fairly good amount of essential fatty acids, and most important essential fatty acid is gamma linolenic acid. So this gamma linolenic acid is important fatty acid in our body. It is precursor of prostaglandin hormone. So this gamma linolenic acid is present in few dietary sources. The food sources are mother's milk, and another is spirulina, and it is present in oil extract of evening primrose oil, blackcurrant, and borage seeds. So this gamma-linolenic acid is very important for our body, and it is present in spirulina. Now spirulina's mineral content. Spirulina contains minerals, calcium, iron, zinc, and all these minerals are very important for our body. So nowadays we are talking about the mineral supplement for to combat with the corona disease. So it contains zinc, iron, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, copper, etc. And these minerals they are present in biochelated form in spirulina. And when these minerals are present in biochelated form, its absorption in body is maximum. So the bioavailability of minerals present in spirulina is maximum as compared to synthetic sources of minerals. So in addition to these minerals and vitamins, it contains good spectrum of natural pigments, phycocyanin, chlorophyll, carotenoids, and beta carotene. And these pigments are very important for our for building our immune system. Comparison of beta carotene in spirulina and other vegetables. So there is some problem in the table. Spirulina, uh, you see the values in the third column. The spirulina is on the top of the table, containing 23 international unit of beta carotene in the food serving size. So it is the spirulina is compared with the papaya, sweet potato, collard greens, carrots, uh, mm, cart, beet greens, spinach, cantaloupe, chlorella, broccoli. So these are the different vegetables. And if you see that the beta carotene present in spirulina is higher than any other sources of beta carotene which we consume as our food. Now comparison of food sources of iron. So if you compare this table, there's again spirulina and chlorella they are on the top of the table. And other sources of iron are chicken liver, crab, beef liver, soybean, blackstrap molasses, spinach. Spinach is far below in the table. Potato, pista, broccoli, cashew, spinach, etc. So the spirulina again contains a fairly good amount of iron, and this iron has maximum or more bioavailability as compared to other sources of iron. Now this table shows the comparison of protein quantity and quality of spirulina and other protein food sources. There are three columns: food protein percentage, NPU, that is net protein utilization, and usable protein. The spirulina contains 65% of protein, and net protein utilization is 62. If you look at the net protein utilization of other food item, the maximum net protein utilization is of eggs, and then to milk and fish. Although the net protein utilization in spirulina is less as compared to other protein food, but usable protein is again highest or maximum in case of spirulina and finding place on the top of this particular table. The because the protein content is high, that is why the usable protein is 40% as it is higher than any other sources of protein. Excuse me. So this is the comparison of green superfood nutrient comparisons comparison of spirulina algae with other algae like chlorella algae, aphanisine, barley, and wheat grass. These are all green superfoods. So if you compare, the algae is better than any other green superfoods in protein content, carbohydrate content, vitamin contents, minerals content, and pigment content. If you look at the pigment, spirulina contains a wide spectrum of pigments as compared to even chlorella. And these pigments content is very important for building up our immune system. Nutritional value of 1 gram of spirulina. If you compare the nutritional value of 1 gram of spirulina, it is comparable to different types of food simultaneously. See, simultaneously is very important. Means it contains the nutritional value of all these food in the mentioned quantity in single 1 gram of spirulina. So single source of spirulina provides all type of nutrients which are otherwise not present in any other single food source. And that is why this spirulina is normally referred as superfood. This spirulina even can be added to our conventional food. By adding the spirulina to the conventional food, we can increase the nutritive value of this food. So this one research, as per one research, the spirulina was added to the idli powder, and the nutritional quality was studied. The protein was increased by about 1.5 times. Beta carotene was increased by 6 times. Iron was again increased by 1.5 times. Vitamin B12 was almost increased by 7 times. Thiamine increased by 2 times, and riboflavin was increased by more than 2 times. So we can increase the nutritive quality of existing food by fortifying with spirulina. Now we will discuss about the mass cultivation of spirulina. So this is the flow diagram. The spirulina is grown in open ponds. Then they are concentrated, and then they are harvested. Washing and drying is carried out, and then washing and dehydration, that is spirulina biomass is concentrated, then that biomass is dried, packaged, and then dispatched to the consumer. So this is the flow diagram. Spirulina lab culture, preparation of nutrient medium, then it is added to the photobioreactors. Normally they are open ponds. Different nutrients are added. These nutrients are sodium bicarbonate because it requires CO2, sodium nitrate, dipotassium hydrogen phosphate, potassium sulfate, calcium chloride, ferrous sulfate, magnesium sulfate, and sea salt. See, sea salt is very important because sea salt provides micronutrient. It acts as a source of micronutrients. Micronutrients are very essential for the growth of any microorganism. And these micronutrients are then become part of spirulina and act as a source of micronutrients for our body also. Then these photobioreactors they are agitated. उसको mix किया जाता है slowly. उसको agitate किया जाता है. Then spirulina biomass is harvested. उसको separate किया जाता है pond से. Then spirulina biomass is washed to get rid of residual nutrients. And then this spirulina biomass is immediately chilled to 2 to 8 डिग्री सेल्सियस. जैसे वो स्पिरुलिना बायोमास हम पॉन्ड से सेपरेट करते हैं, उसको चिल्ड करना बहुत जरूरी होता है. इट इज इमीडिएटली शिफ्टेड टू द चिलर where temperature is 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. Because as soon as we remove the biomass spirulina from the pond, it becomes food for another microorganism, other microorganisms. And these other microorganisms, mostly saprophytic microorganisms, they grow on spirulina biomass and carry out or destroy the spirulina biomass, causes the putrefaction of proteins because it contains very high amount of protein. And then after chilling, this biomass is dried. Normally spray dryer is used and product temperature is 60 degrees Celsius. Now cultivation of spirulina. Spirulina is cultivated in open raceway ponds with size of single ponds as big as 5,000 meters, bigger than football ground. 5,000 meter means. So the normally the ponds are raceway ponds. Raceway ponds ने जैसे इसका हॉर्स जो रेस होती है, हॉर्स रेस के जो ग्राउंड्स होते हैं वो राउंड घूमते रहते हैं, उसी टाइप के ये रेसवे पॉन्ड्स होते हैं. कल्चर इज कंटिन्यूसली रोटेटेड. The main source of nutrients for spirulina are inorganic salts such as sodium bicarbonate, sodium nitrate, dipotassium hydrogen phosphate, magnesium sulfate, ferrous sulfate, calcium chloride, potassium sulfate, and sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is added in the form of sea salt. These chemicals are dissolved in clean water, and this medium was first proposed by Xerox, see, in 1966. This medium is rotated by paddle wheels driven by motor. This process is necessary for making cells of spirulina up and down so that each cell will receive sunlight during the daytime. इसमें क्या होता है कि जैसे स्पिरुलिना कल्चर हम ओपन पॉन्ड में ग्रो करते हैं, तो ओपन पॉन्ड में ग्रो करते समय दिस सेल्स, अगर हम लोग एजिटेशन नहीं करते तो वो सेल्स सरफेस पे आके एक लेयर बना लेते हैं, और लेयर बनाने से जो डायरेक्टली सनलाइट को एक्सपोज होते हैं उन्हीं को लाइट मिलता है, और नीचे जो सेल रहते हैं वो सेल को लाइट नहीं मिलता, एंड देन दे डाई। तो उसके लिए एजिटेशन होना जरूरी होता है कि ये सेल्स को कंटिन्यूअसली हम लोग अप डाउन करते रहते हैं, और अप डाउन करने से उसमें जितने भी मैक्सिमम सेल्स है दे आर गेट एक्सपोज टू द सनलाइट, and they get sunlight, and sunlight is very important for their growth because they are photosynthetic microorganism. See, as you know that nowadays there is boom regarding the organic food. So even spirulina, organic spirulina is available. Spirulina also can be grown organically, and most of the production units are now converting themselves into organic unit. So this organic farming, what is organic farming? Organic farming is the mode of production and processing environmentally friendly, animal welfare and biodiversity, which provides solution to climate change. So this is very important. It is environmental friendly, and spirulina, due to its mode of production, meets the following criteria. स्पिरुलिना का जिस तरीके से हम लोग प्रोडक्शन लेते हैं उसकी वजह से ऑर्गेनिकली स्पिरुलिना ग्रो करना पॉसिबल है, because there is no use of pesticide, insecticide or foreign inputs for the growth of spirulina. No GMOs are involved. GMOs means genetically modified organisms, which are not allowed in organic products. No addition of colors, preservatives or other additives to the finished product, because spirulina has its own color due to presence of various pigments. No radiation or no high temperatures are used in drying. No processing even for tablets, even because spirulina are available in tablet forms. So no processing even for tablets that are simply compressed without any binder. सिंपल उसमें एडिशन कुछ भी नहीं करते हैं, और उसको सिर्फ कॉम्प्रेस करते हैं होल पाउडर को, एंड पाउडर कैन बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू टैबलेट्स. Regular bacteriological analysis, it is possible for spirulina product, which is not possible for other food items. This spirulina, every batch of spirulina, or for that matter any single cell protein is analyzed for the presence of nuisance creating microorganisms. The perfect traceability is the part of production process. We can trace our production process up to the use of raw material, which raw material was used in particular batch of spirulina. A cultural respecting sustainable development consumes very few resources. So this culturing of spirulina requires very few resources, and therefore it taking care of the environment. Now, what are the raw materials used for organic cultivation? Some people, they studied certain raw material. Organic cultivation of spirulina species using neem cake and groundnut cake rich in nitrogen, and pressed mud rich in potassium and phosphorus had been tried by some researchers. Now, industries are using undisclosed organic substrate for the growth of organic spirulina. They have their own secret substrate for the growth of organic spirulina, which are not normally revealed. It is observed that nutritional quality of organic spirulina is far better than spirulina grown inorganically. This is very sure about the organic spirulina, is that nutritional quality is far better than the spirulina grown inorganically. So this is the view of a satellite view of plants where I have worked, and develop this process. So these are certain pictures. The spirulina plants, they are the open pods, and the culture is continuously rotated using the pedal wheels, which is shown in this particular figure. Here the pedals, they are used to rotate the culture, and this culture is continuously agitated. Spirulina cells are harvested by simple filtration. See, the harvesting of spirulina is very easy. We have to use a nylon cloth. Nylon cloth जो होता है जिसका pore size जो है 15 micron है, it is used, and spirulina medium is filtered or passed through this nylon cloth. The cells they retain on the nylon cloth, and medium it uh, passes through the nylon cloth, which is sent back to the pond because it contains lot of nutrients. It is recycled into the pond. The concentrated biomass of spirulina is washed thoroughly by clean water to remove any debris and to dilute the associated salts. वो बायोमास को अच्छे से वॉश किया जाता है. Thoroughly, it is washed thoroughly with clean water. It removes debris and also dilute the associated salts. जो भी salts वो बायोमास के साथ है उसको भी वॉश किया जाता है. The biomass is then shifted immediately to storage tank maintained at less than 10 degrees Celsius. As I explained earlier, this biomass, which is separated from the pond, is then shifted to the chiller where temperature is less than 10 degrees Celsius. This process is very important to arrest the growth of microorganism, because as soon as you remove the biomass from the pond, this biomass becomes food for my other microorganism, contaminating microorganisms. And this process is must, because as soon as spirulina cells are separated from ponds, they becomes food for saprophytic bacteria. These are again some pictures of harvesting unit of spirulina. See, this is the harvesting units, and here this nylon cloth is present, and over the nylon cloth this spirulina culture is passed, and when it flows down the harvesting unit, the filter medium pass through the nylon cloth, and spirulina cells they retain on the cloth, nylon cloth, and there they are concentrated. This is the diagram of chiller. Then from that biomass it is shifted to chiller, and this chilled biomass is immediately subjected to drying in spray dryer at inlet air temperature of more than 200 degrees Celsius, and product temperature is at little above 60 degrees Celsius. See, this product temperature is very important. This process is also called as fast drying. The air current of 200 degrees Celsius is passed into the chamber. It immediately removes the moisture from the product, but at the same time, the product temperature does not go more the, or it is about little about the 60 degrees Celsius, because product temperature is very important in order to maintain the nutritive quality of spirulina. And another advantage of spray drying is that this biomass is subjected to heat shock from less than 10 degrees Celsius to 200 degrees Celsius, which kills immediately kills the contaminating bacteria if they are present. Now, spray dried product is dark blue-green in color and is packed online with oxygen flushed out and replaced by CO2 to prevent any post-packaging oxidative changes. It is necessary to remove oxygen from the spirulina powder, because this oxygen will continue to act and will carry out the oxidative changes in the product. So that is why this oxygen needs to be flushed out and it is replaced by carbon dioxide. The finished product is thoroughly checked for various quality parameters such as total ash, moisture, bulk density. Bulk density is necessary because we are filling that spirulina powder in capsules and making tablets. Presence of extraneous matter, protein, beta carotene, phycocyanin, chlorophyll, microbiological quality like total aerobic count of bacteria, yeast mold, Escherichia coli, presence of E. coli, Salmonella, Shigella, Staphylococcus, Pseudomonas, as routine parameters. So after this check, this product is ready for sale. So this is the video. This video I will play at the end of presentation. These are certain glimpses of spirulina. This is the first is spirulina biomass, spirulina powder, spirulina tablets, and spirulina capsule. Now, in addition to the nutritional benefits, spirulina provides several health benefits. Spirulina also provides several health benefits. It reduces blood cholesterol, it controls diabetes, it helps in kidney detoxification, it is very useful in combating malnutrition, it is very useful in preventing vitamin A deficiency and also used in cancer prophylaxis. कैंसर प्रोफाइलैक्सिस में इसका काफ़ी जो रोल होता है क्योंकि इसमें एंटीऑक्सीडेंट की क्वांटिटी बहुत ज़्यादा होती है। जितना ज़्यादा एंटीऑक्सीडेंट हमारे फूड में रहेगा उतना ज़्यादा हमारे बॉडी का कैंसर को फाइट करने की कैपेसिटी बढ़ेगी। इट इज़ वेरी यूजफुल इन प्रिवेंशन ऑफ एनीमिया and it also strengthened immune system. Some experts speak on spirulina. So I will just go through the remarks made by many experts in the food of nutrition in the field of nutrition. More than 100 published research references help support the case of for the health benefits of spirulina. Some studies demonstrate that spirulina seems to possess anti-cancer effect and antiviral properties. Also, animal study shows that it is powerful tonic for the immune system. A study reported in Nutrition and Cancer that was conducted among the tobacco chewers in India reported a complete regression of precancerous mouth lesions in 45% of subjects who were given extract of spirulina for 12 months. This was the first human case study using spirulina as a cancer therapy. The unsaturated fatty acid gamma linolenic acid and its associated prostaglandin have been researched extensively in recent years and notably in the area of immunity. Most people are deficient in gamma linolenic acid, but the wealth of GLA application is economically obtained by using spirulina, one of the richest source of gamma linolenic acid. Spirulina's pure protein with massive amount of beta carotene, chlorophyll, fatty acid GLA and other nutrient is especially helpful in those who are overweight, diabetic, hypoglycemic or suffering from cancer, arthritis and other degenerative diseases. Spirulina and its extracts have shown to have anti-cancer activity in animal studies. Spirulina stimulate natural killer cell and similar anti-immune components of immune system that can help fight cancer cells. Laboratory studies also show that spirulina polysaccharides can work to repair genetic material that has been damaged from toxins or from radiation. Spirulina is naturally digestible food that helps to protect immune system, reduce blood cholesterol levels, and boost the absorption of necessary minerals. Taking spirulina in supplement form is beneficial while fasting, as it supplies the nutrients needed to cleanse and heal while also curbing the appetite. If you have hypoglycemia, that is low blood sugar, you may benefit from using this food supplement. A traditional food source in parts of Africa and Mexico, spirulina is an exceptionally rich source of vitamins, minerals, and proteins, and one of the few non animal sources of vitamin B12. It is now being widely studied for its possible anti cancer properties. Spirulina, the blue-green microalga the blue-green microalga spirulina sold in natural food stores in America also have been found to be rich natural source of protein, carotenoids, and other micronutrients. Experimental studies in animal models have demonstrated an inhibitory effect of spirulina algae on oral cancers. The nucleic acid and beta carotene in microalgae are effective for retarding aging and fortifying immunity. So it also retards aging process because it contains very high amount of beta carotene. The liberal use of spirulina and other chlorophyll foods supplies the liver with immune enhancing essential fatty acids, particularly omega-3 and gamma-linolenic acid, that is that it may have been lacking since birth. Introducing these foods into the diet of those with essential fatty acid deficiency, regardless of the person's age, encourages more complete liver functions. So this is very important characteristics of spirulina. Spirulina contains the blue pigment phycocyanin, a bilirubin that has been shown to build cancer colony formation. Spirulina activates many of the different immune cells, including macrophages, T cells, B cells, natural killer cells. It also activates organs involving immune functions such as spleen, liver, bone marrow, lymph nodes, tonsils, thymus gland, and thymus gland. So it also activates our immune system. Health benefits: spirulina lowers cholesterol, suppresses fatty accumulation in the liver, prevents tumor formation, it enhances the immune system and protects kidney. Some nutritional practitioners recommend spirulina therapeutically to lower cholesterol levels and boost immunity. It is sometimes sprinkled on the foods as a condiments. Spirulina is naturally digestible food that aids in protecting the immune system, in cholesterol reduction and in mineral absorption. So this is about the comments by the experts. Now, in spite of all these things having nutritional value and many medicinal values, there are some hesitations about spirulina. The taste of the spirulina powder is like seaweeds, and hence palatability is the problem and thus acceptability. The spirulina की टेस्ट जो होती है वो थोड़ी सी वीड्स समान होती है या फिशी टेस्ट होती है। इसकी वजह से खाने में थोड़ी दिक्कत होती है। The spirulina powder alters the taste of food when it is added to any recipe, thus does not find place in Indian cuisines. स्पिरुलिना का प्रॉब्लम हमारे इंडिया में ये भी है कि अगर स्पिरुलिना हम लोग हमारे कोई भी डिश में ऐड करते हैं या फूड में ऐड करते हैं कन्वेंशनल फूड में, तो उसकी टेस्ट चेंज हो जाती है, उसकी टेस्ट ही बदल देता है ये। So that is also one of the problem. There is a normal reluctance because it is algae. So this is a more common problem among particularly amongst the Indians because it is algae. तो वो हम लोग नहीं खा सकते. Spirulina is available in tablets and capsule forms. That is why because of these problems, these spirulina are tableted and capsulated. That is, they are powder is converted into tablets and capsules, and as they are available in tablet and capsule forms, they are considered as medicine and making it less popular as food. तो उसको नॉर्मली थोड़ा फील आ जाता है कि वो दवाई है, मेडिसिन है, इसलिए एज ए फूड करके हम लोग नहीं खाते, अदरवाइज इट मस्ट बी रेगुलर पार्ट ऑफ आवर डेली डाइट. Now to summarize, spirulina is an excellent food supplement providing wide array of nutrients in the natural forms. Spirulina is easily digestible and its bioavailability is more as compared to synthetic nutritional supplements. Spirulina fills up the nutritional gap in your daily diet, making your diet complete. See, this particular thing is very important बिकॉज़ जो हम लोग डेली खा रहे हैं, हमको पता नहीं है कि हमको पूरे न्यूट्रिएंट्स मिल रहे हैं या नहीं मिल रहे। कि हमारे डाइट में कौन-सा न्यूट्रिएंट है, कौन-सा न्यूट्रिएंट नहीं है। अगर हम लोग स्पिरुलिना डेली इंक्लूड करते हैं, तो जितने भी न्यूट्रिशनल गैप है, वो कंप्लीट हो जाएँगे। It will fill up the nutritional gap in your diet, making your diet complete. And spirulina is very useful nutritional supplement in today's lifestyle. So these are the references from which I collected the literature. Thank you. And just before that, I would like to show you one video. There you will get idea about how spirulina is cultivated and how huge plant is. Just a minute, huh? Please hold on.
We grow Hawaiian spirulina here.
Are you able to see the video?
Not yet,
No,
ma'am.
no, ma'am.
Just a minute.
और क्या हम अच्छे से बना सकते हैं उसका भी अगर कोई आइडिया तो अपन बना लेंगे। अभी तो अपने पास है 7-8 days।
Now it is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. अभी मैं प्ले कर रही हूँ स्टार्टिंग से।
ठीक झालं ना?
Located on the Kona coast of the big island of Hawaii, in an absolutely pristine environment. We grow Hawaiian spirulina here, 54 very large culture ponds. We use a combination of fresh water from rainforest aquifers from the volcano, combined with seawater as a source of trace nutrients.
It's no coincidence that spirulina is grown in Hawaii. This woodland carbon farm is located on these rivers.
First of all, it's an extremely clean environment, absolutely clean environment. We also have warm weather throughout the year, so we produce spirulina 365 days a year. Second, we have
Ma'am, please increase the volume of the video.
in a year, and one of the most unique resources we have is access to cold, deep ocean water, which is very rich in nutrients, which we use as a source of trace minerals for spirulina culture. And this deep seawater supplies all 96 trace elements to our spirulina, something that's very unique, and no one else in the world can do this.
The algae are kept at a constant temperature of 30 degrees centigrade. The basins are only 20 centimeters deep.
This is really where the production of spirulina begins. This is a large algal culture pond that is agitated by paddle wheels. The reason for the paddle wheel agitation is light limitation. The spirulina grows so dense in these ponds that light only penetrates 2 centimeters. So we need this constant agitation to bring up culture from the bottom of the ponds to the top, where it receives this intense sunlight here in the Kona coast and grows.
Solar energy is vital to us, and spirulina is one of the richest sources of it.
Solar energy or sunlight is absolutely important for life. Without solar energy, we would have no life on Earth. And we can not only get solar energy through our skins, but we can actually obtain solar energy or sunlight through the foods we eat. And spirulina is an excellent source of this if you have it, solar energy or sunlight energy. And you understand that how happy we feel when after a long winter, we go into the sunlight, the spring sunlight, and feel rejuvenated. The same sort of thing can happen when you consume spirulina.
The Aztecs and the Mayas discovered the healing properties of spirulina centuries ago. Today, millions of people partake in this source of energy.
Spirulina in nature grows in soda lakes. Lake Nakuru in Africa, Lake Texcoco in Mexico. Any place there's a very alkaline environment, a very high pH, spirulina naturally blooms. It's actually a blue-green algae, and blue-green algae is the most primitive form of life found on Earth, occurring on Earth over 3.5 billion years ago.
Spirulina is a completely natural product and is in no way manipulated. Everyone can use it, from children to pregnant women.
Well, first of all, spirulina has no cellulose in its cell wall, so all of the nutrients in spirulina are readily available, bioavailable to the human body. Second of all, spirulina contains a tremendous number of nutrients, over 60 important nutrients, and these nutrients work in synergy, work together, and make the combination of spirulina much more healthy than the individual nutrients taken by themselves.
The natural balance of spirulina is perfect, so all people have to do is keep an eye on the process.
Spirulina has been clinically tested. It's been shown on clinical evaluations to help protect the body against cancer. It's also been shown to boost the immune system, to protect the body against diseases, and it's also been shown effectively in a clinical setting to help reduce obesity.
Here in Hawaii, spirulina grows rapidly, and after 7 days, the algae are ready for processing. This unique company does that as well.
This is Sinotech's harvesting facility for spirulina. Spirulina is pumped from the culture ponds. It then goes through a series of tree filtration and screening steps and is washed at each stage. From there, it goes to our dryer, spends only 6 seconds in our dryer, and comes out as a fine powder. The whole process from the culture pond to the dried powder requires only 20 minutes. So the spirulina is very fresh and contains all the vital nutrients that it originally had in the ponds.
The end result is this remarkable tablet, full of natural energy.
This is our final product, Spirulina by Marcus Rohr. This is a very unique product in that it's packaged in glass, a very special glass called Vitasol. Vitasol protects all the nutrients, maintains all the nutrients intact, and very potent and bioavailable.
Spirulina is packaged in specially designed Vitasol glass. This is the only way that the energy of spirulina can be preserved effectively and durably.
Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Are there any questions?
Yes, sir. Hello. Sir, spirulina, I think it could be adulterated by using the powder of certain leaves when it is commercially produced. So,
Uh-huh.
is
Uh, your voice is not clear.
hello?
Can you type in chat
Yeah,
box?
I have already typed in chat box.
Okay. Your name is?
Dr. Ranjita Chatterjee.
Okay. Yes. Could it be adulterated during the commercial production? No. एक्चुअली बेसिकली एडल्ट्रेशन जो होता है वो कोई गलत इरादे से किया हुआ रहता है. नेचुरली देर इज नो एडल्ट्रेशन, राइट? अगर कोई गलत करना चाहता है तो कोई भी प्रोडक्ट के लिए कर सकता है. तो
Because
it is not adulterated product. It is present in pure form. Pure algae होती है, pure algae.
but it could be adulterated because हम लोग जब अगर उसको परचेज करने जाएंगे it may be in tablet or capsule form, so they could use leaf powders also, na?
No.
Commercial production.
They are not allowed because there is vigilance from the government agency.
Okay.
So they don't do. Normally, these big companies, they never do any adulteration things.
Obviously, big company से तो ठीक है, but क्या होता है कि लोग कहीं से भी परचेज कर लेते हैं, कोई भी दे रहे, कोई पैकेट में
No,
चूरा है, पाउडर है, स्पाइरुलिना लिख के.
no. We should go for branded products.
That's
Normally, there
okay.
is no scope. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other?
And another question actually, I myself asked another one.
Yeah.
That as we know nowadays people are trying to make lab grown meat even. So how good could be these lab cultured foods including spirulina?
No.
These are
See,
ये
this is
cultured है, so क्या
yeah. It is.
कन्वेंशनल नेचुरल फूड जो हम कंज्यूम करते हैं रेगुलर डेली बेसिस पे घर पे उसके ऊपर इसका एडवांटेज है या फिर नेचुरल फूड लेना बेटर?
Yeah. It's a good question. Basically, this spirulina, we cannot replace our regular food with spirulina. Spirulina is consumed as a supplementary food. right? Because if you consume spirulina in very high concentration, that may create problem of nucleic acid, isn't it? But spirulina helps in filling the gaps, nutritional gaps जो होते हैं हमारे डाइट के, वो spirulina से complete हो जाते हैं, and our diet becomes complete, right? But we cannot replace entire spirulina with our regular diet.
ओके ऑब्वियसली एज वो भूख खत्म करने के लिए तो नहीं हो सकती है इट
नहीं
कुड
नहीं 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 नहीं, but to
very
some
small
extent
quantity only.
yeah, but
Yeah.
to some extent it suppresses our hunger, definitely.
Okay.
Because it हमारा
Rich
जो
protein content.
नेचुरल विजडम जो होता है, इसका जैसे हमको हंगर लगती है या भूख लगती है, तो इट इज अवर नेचुरल डिमांड ऑफ अवर बॉडी फॉर न्यूट्रिएंट्स,
Yeah, yeah.
तो वो सेटिस्फाई हो जाता है टू सम एक्सटेंट, तो डेफिनेटली
right.
हंगर सप्रेस करने में इसका यूज होता है.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. या एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस?
Hello, sir.
In industrial scale there is one question from Subhash
Yes, sir. It's
Majumdar.
me.
Yeah,
Yes.
same. Okay. Industrial scale bioreactor for spirulina cultivation, what is the temperature maintained? Actually, normally this spirulina production, जो प्लांट जो होता है ना, वो टेम्परेट जोन में होता है, वेयर टेम्परेचर इज मोर देन 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस. जो एकदम कोल्ड जोन होता है वहां पे नहीं किया जाता है, राइट? तो इसमें जो टेम्परेचर, नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर जो होता है, वही टेम्परेचर पे वो ग्रो होते हैं.
सर
सिर्फ हाँ,
बैक्टीरियल कंटामिनेशन को रोकने के लिए फिर क्या यूज किया जाता है?
यस
कौन सी
एक्चुअली
टेक्नोलॉजी?
हाँ, बैक्टीरियल कंटामिनेशन रोकने के लिए इसका पीएच जो होता है, इट इज हाईली अल्कलाइन. So
ओके
this is one reason कि it discourages the growth of many bacteria.
सर
And, हाँ,
ये स्पिरुलिना के न्यूट्रिशनल वैल्यू को कोई इफेक्ट नहीं करता होगा ना? फिर ये जो
नहीं
अल्कलाइन
नहीं नहीं
कंडीशन
नहीं 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 नहीं, it is a natural requirement of spirulina.
ओके
It grows in alkaline condition, higher pH.
ओके
और
ओके सर
दूसरा ये होता है कि इसमें कुछ ऐसा भी रिसर्च में पाया गया है कि इट प्रोड्यूसेस सर्टेन एंटी बैक्टीरियल सब्सटेंसेस
ओके
which inhibit the growth of many bacteria.
ओके सर ओके
Yeah.
सर.
Yeah.
और सर फोटो बायोरिएक्टर में जब क्लोरेला कल्टीवेशन होता है, आपने पिक्चर्स भी दिखाए,
Yes,
उसमें
yes,
कौन सा
yes.
मीडिया यूज होता है सर?
उसका ये मिनरल मीडिया यूज होता है,
नॉर्मल मिनरल सॉल्ट
केमिकल्स
मीडिया.
इनऑर्गेनिक सॉल्ट्स डाल के
Okay, sir.
यूज होता है. या
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर.
राइट, ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच. देयर इज वन मोर क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम Ranjita Chatterjee. And peoples are trying to make lab culture. I think
Yes, sir.
I
It has
answered
been
this
done
question.
already.
Yeah.
we have already talked.
Okay, I think there is no. Yes, yes.
Sir,
So-
you told that it is cultured in open pond, semi-closed
Yes.
tubular photobioreactor.
Yes.
And what else? I could not get the fourth one.
Hello, I can't hear you.
हाँ, और क्या क्या में होता है? ओपन पॉन्ड में होता है.
ओपन पॉन्ड में ज्यादा करके ओपन पॉन्ड में ही होता है. अगर वो क्लोज पॉन्ड में यूज करते हैं तो उसका कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन काफी बढ़ जाता है.
Okay.
अगर ओपन पॉन्ड में यूज करते हैं तो उसका कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन काफी कम रहता है.
And semi-closed tubular
सेमी क्लोज
photobioreactor जो था.
पॉन्ड्स, सेमी क्लोज पॉन्ड्स वहीं पे यूज होते हैं जहां बारिश वगैरह बहुत ज्यादा होती है, वहां पे इट इज कवर्ड.
Okay.
हाँ, लेकिन उसमें थोड़ा डिसएडवांटेज ये है कि कॉस्ट बढ़ जाती है. तो ये सबसे अच्छी बात ये है कि उसका एरिया ऐसा लेना है प्रोडक्शन के लिए कि जहाँ पे ये सब प्रॉब्लम हमको कम रहेंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल नागपुर एरिया, इट इज गुड फॉर स्पिरुलिना कल्टीवेशन.
Okay.
यस.
Then tubular bioreactor you have shown. I think वो
Yes,
the
yes,
glass
yes,
tube
yes.
से
Yes.
goes there. And what
हाँ.
was the fourth one? And you told something.
एक्चुअली ट्यूबुलर बायोरिएक्टर्स जो होते हैं ना, वो वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज में यूज होते हैं. देयर वी कैन मेंटेन द टेम्परेचर. वहाँ पे टेम्परेचर काफी कम होता है, तो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म की प्रोडक्टिविटी नहीं आती है. लेकिन वहाँ ऐसे प्रोडक्ट का कॉस्ट भी काफी ज्यादा होता है. कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन इज वेरी हाई. तो इट हैज गॉट वेरी लिमिटेड यूज। ट्यूबुलर बायोरिएक्टर्स जो होते हैं उसका यूज बहुत ज्यादा नहीं होता है।
बेस्ट वन क्या है सर?
बेस्ट वन तो
कमर्शियल
ऐसा है कि कमर्शियल प्रोडक्शन के लिए तो ओपन पॉन्ड्स पॉन्ड्स ही बेस्ट है। ये लेकिन वहां पे चैलेंजेस बहुत ज्यादा है टू मेंटेन द यूनिकल्चर। वो बहुत ज्यादा चैलेंजेस है। यस, डेफिनेटली पॉन्ड मैनेजमेंट
कंटेमिनेशन के चांसेस।
है, तो पॉन्ड मैनेजमेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो इट इज बेस्ट कमर्शियल की बात करते हैं तो।
ओके, थैंक यू।
राइट, ओके ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Hello friends, I hope you like this session. So on behalf of all the participants, I would like to extend my hearty thanks to Dr. Sarde sir for spending your valuable time and sharing your informative lecture. Thank you, sir. Friends, now I'm ending the meeting. We will meet at 12:15 and there will be biostatistic lecture. Ashish sir will demonstrate few tests of biostatistic, and on that you are having assignment. That assignment I will upload in the afternoon on the Moodle site. Fine?
Okay,
Okay. So now you can leave the meeting.
thanks.